Hi, I'm Mac. Hi, I'm Ruckus. And together, we're Maximum Ruckus! Yay!
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Maximum Ruckus, the show where your two dumbest friends have a conversation.
That's us.
I am one of your hosts, Jose Ruckus, a.k.a. Zen Jennings Makenna.
That's good! Ooh.
Thank you. Joining me, as always, Makenna May.
It's me. Hi.
How are you doing, Makenna?
I'm great. I'm sore, but I'm good.
Sore from what?
Memorial Day picnic. We had some games. We played cornhole and we played kickball. So
Is it a Memorial Day picnic if you don't have it on Memorial Day?
It's Memorial Day weekend picnic. For some reason, we've always had it the Sunday before rather than the Monday of.
I think that's pretty typical.
Okay.
Do it on a Sunday because you get the Monday off. You can do whatever you want on Sunday.
That is true. That is true. We played around with the idea a couple years ago for 4th of July because we have it at our house. We played around with the idea of having it the day before because I think it was like a Saturday or a Sunday or something. We're like, what if we just did it? We didn't because.
But you thought about it.
We thought about it. We threw out the idea. We played around with it, but it's still on the 4th. Gotta have it on the 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the day.
That is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case you forgot what day it was.
Can't do it on the 3rd of July.
No.
What even is that day?
What even is that day? Exactly.
Pointless day. Might as well not even exist.
Right. Take it out. Go right from 2nd to 4th. Psh. Who needs it?
We don't really got. We have like one prepared topic today, right?
We do. Yeah, I've got
you have the Ween update from last episode.
The Ween update. I do. Ween is weird. If I didn't know that I was only listening, because I went through, instead of going album by album, I just did like the This Is Ween playlist. Just to.
Okay, yeah.
If I didn't know it was all Ween, I wouldn't know that it was Ween. Because
they do a lot of different stuff.
Every single song was different. And it gave me whiplash. Like, you're going back and forth. Like, they did a whole thing with, like, the dudes who did South Park. And, like...
Yeah.
That, because, like, it went to that, and, like, Cartman was talking. And I was like, why is Cartman here? I thought this was Ween. That was wild. There's a song, Japanese Cowboy, that is just, I think, Chariots of Fire. It's like just a quickened version of Chariots of Fire, but with lyrics over top of it. Yeah, South Park song was that, and there was multiple. I was starting to write them all out, but I was like, there's a whole album that's just like, it's from like one of their concerts or whatever. It was, Mr. Mackey was there at one point.
Oh, they must have been, because a while back, like the South Park guys did a big concert with like, I knew that Les Claypool from Primus was there for it because he does the South Park theme song.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know Ween was part of that. That's probably what it was.
Ween was there. They were weening it up.
That seems like a very Ween thing to do.
It is. Well, I was
They're
like...
a strange band.
I listened to the first song. I was like, okay, I had to remind myself, like, this is the people who did Ocean Man. Like,
Ocean Man.
They did Ocean Man. Yeah. Ween is Ween.
What's your conclusion? Do you think Ween is something that you're going to listen to
I think
ever again?
Maybe to feel something? I don't know.
So I was like, I'm not like a Ween. I like the song Ocean Man. I don't listen to a lot of Ween. There was I remember we had like gotten a bunch of like pirated music on a hard drive from like one of my dad's friends, and my dad's friend was kind of into Ween, and so there was like 2 Ween albums on there, and I would listen to them occasionally, and they were strange, you know.
Yeah.
It was Yeah, it's something I never got super into.
Do they call their fans wieners? Because they
That I
should.
don't know.
They should.
I do not know the answer to that question.
They should call them wieners. I didn't know also that, like, how, I don't want to say old Ween is, but, like, how long they've been around. I didn't realize. They're like,
Yeah,
and
they're like a
they're from Pennsylvania.
really.
I
I didn't know that.
It's like Philadelphia, above Philly, but yeah, out east.
Huh.
1984, which is,
That kind of makes sense. I don't think they didn't put out like an album until like the 90s, right?
I think so. I'm trying to find discography. Yeah, not until 90, but apparently it formed in 84.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because that's like the highlights of like the American underground music scene. Which I imagine that they were probably involved in a lot of, because you can tell that a lot of their music comes like very much inspired by like Butthole Surfers or like the Minutemen and stuff like that, who were like big bands in the American underground scene in the 80s. Yeah, weird stuff.
Weird stuff. But good for Ween.
Good for Ween. Just still doing it from what I can tell.
Wow, good for them. Do they like tour still, or are they putting out music?
They must, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they do.
Will Ween be near me? Let's see. Where's Ween at? Tour. Oh, they'll be in Scranton. A lot of California. I say a lot. 3 California. Yeah, they still be out there, weening it up.
So they've done multiple things involving SpongeBob SquarePants.
Really?
Did you know this? The song from season 2, episode 21A, Your Shoes Untied.
Oh,
that's Ween.
The Loop De Loop and Pool song.
Oh,
that one?
Is that the same song?
Is that the song? Because I think, isn't that the episode? Shoe song, SpongeBob. I don't remember exactly what it's called. The Loop De Loop song. Yeah, it is.
That's Ween.
That's Ween. I've been a fan of Ween since I was a child. Wow.
And then let's see. They did. They're credited as something on the. Wow, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Is like some really good artists on here. There's it starts off with an Avril Lavigne song doing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song.
Of course.
And then there's a Flaming Lips song, which is awesome. I love the Flaming Lips. And then there's a Wilco song. Wilco is one of my favorite bands. Motorhead is on there. The Shins, of course, Ocean Man by Ween.
Of course.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow. I almost wore my SpongeBob hat to this recording. Maybe I should have. Should have. Darn. Wow, I didn't. Man, I need to rewatch the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. That's it. That's a great.
I haven't seen that in a very long time.
I saw, like, the last maybe 20 minutes of it. It was on TV last year when I was in Atlanta. And I mean, of course, I cried. Like that. The end of that is a real tearjerker. But it's like, I was like, man, this is still good. This is really good. And of course, the end with like Goofy Goober Rock and all that. It's
classic.
Classic. 04, I think. Was
it really 2004?
I think so. SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Nope, that's not how you spell that. Square. Oh well. Google will figure it out. No, I don't want the series. I want the movie. Yeah, 04.
My favorite thing that I didn't realize for a long time is that Mr. Krabs played by Clancy Brown.
Yeah, he was in something. I can't remember what he was in that I was watching. And I was like, man, that voice sounds really familiar.
He's in a lot of stuff, mostly because he was in like a couple of cult movies in like the 80s, like Highlander. He plays the bad guy in Highlander. and like The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension,
Oh wow.
which stars Peter Weller from HBO Max's RoboCop.
HBO Max's RoboCop.
Yeah. So he was in a bunch of these like these cult movies in the 80s. So he like always kind of shows up in like cameos and stuff in modern movies. But yeah, didn't know that the Kurgan from Highlander was also Mr. Krabs.
I'm trying to. Oh my god, I can't think of. He was in an episode of Dukes of Hazzard. I wouldn't have watched that though. I don't know. No, that's not it. I'm just going through. I don't know what I watched, but he was in it. And
you watched something and Clancy Brown was in it.
I watched something and Clancy Brown was in it.
I can't imagine what that would have been.
I can't either.
He's been in some Coen Brothers stuff.
He was in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh.
I don't know if I would have. He's like the big fire demon dude.
Oh, is that he voices?
Yeah.
The he's in the beginning of the movie and he's
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Clancy Brown, what a guy.
Maybe that's what it was. I can't remember. I don't know.
He's in 1997's Flubber.
Flubber, that was just a Clue in Jeopardy the other day.
Really?
It was.
I would have gotten that one. I watched a lot of Flubber when I was a kid.
I did not get it. It was.
You ever see Flubber?
No, I haven't.
Remake of the movie The Absent-Minded Professor.
That's
right?
what the clue was about. Yeah, it is. The answer was Flubber. Or excuse me,
I would
the
have
answer.
gotten that one.
Yeah.
Did anybody get it?
I think yeah, someone did get it. I believe the champ may have gotten it.
But it's interesting because that movie is like it's supposed to be a remake of The Absent-Minded Professor, but it's very much like outshined by Flubber.
Of course.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be, like, this inventor, he makes wacky inventions, all that stuff. But, like, it ends up being, like, Robert Williams makes this, like, green goop that does all kinds of stuff. And it's also, like, sentient. And it's a good time, Shout out to Flubber.
Ted Levine's in it. Ted Levine, of course, is Leland Stottlemyre from Monk and Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll have to watch it now, just for Stottlemyre and Robin Williams.
I bet you would really like Flubber.
I think I would too. I'm gonna eat a piece of cake.
You're gonna eat a piece of cake?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a piece of cake.
What kind of cake?
It is Texas sheet cake.
I don't know what that means.
It is chocolate cake with chocolate icing in a cookie sheet. So it's like thin.
Okay.
It's thin.
Thin cake.
Thin cake. Real good. Grandma makes it. Game changer.
What kind of cakes are like the best kind of cakes?
Like in terms of my preference or in general?
Well, I would say based on your preference. Like, what are your favorite cakes?
My favorite cake is probably... I really like just a classic yellow cake with frosting or icing or whatever.
Yeah. Chocolate?
I like chocolate. I'll eat it.
If I'm gonna do yellow cake.
Oh yeah, you need chocolate icing. Yeah.
Gotta have chocolate.
You gotta have chocolate icing. Maybe sprinkles. Yeah. I had my when I turned, I think 21, maybe. I had there was a layer of strawberries in it. That was good.
That sounds good.
Vanilla cake with strawberry.
I like a funfetti cake.
Funfetti is good. That is really good.
Slamming.
It's good. I like. I don't like a lot of frosting on my cake. I like frosting.
I agree.
But it's very easy to have too much.
Very, yeah. It's just like too sugary, too sweet.
Yeah.
Can't handle it.
Can't handle it. And then it doesn't even out with like the cake part. So it's just like it's too overpowering. How do you feel about ice cream cake?
I don't love it, but I'm okay with an ice cream cake. You know, I'd rather have. I think most of the time, I'd rather have just a good regular cake.
Yeah.
But I'll take ice cream cake over some other kinds of cake. Worst kind of cake? German chocolate.
I don't think I've ever had that.
It's got like coconut.
Yeah. I want mixed coconut with cake.
Not a fan.
I like a marble cake. Marble cake's pretty good. You got the vanilla. I mean,
I believe we discussed it before, but the red velvet. I mean.
Oh yeah, the red velvet is top
red velvet's
tier.
pretty high up there.
It goes so well with the icing, the cream cheese icing. It's just, I don't know.
Cream cheese icing is like pretty high tier.
That is a game changer. Yeah. You need the cream cheese icing because it's.
You know what sucks?
What sucks?
Wedding cakes are never better than just like a regular cake.
Okay, let me tell you what. I don't know the last time I had wedding cake, so I can't really weigh in on this, but I can believe that. I think because wedding cake always has at least the ones that I've seen always has like the ganache or whatever, not the ganache,
the fondant,
the fondant. And I know, I know you don't like fondant because I almost tipped that over.
Oh, oh wow, we haven't broken out this list in a long time.
We haven't. Fondant is it's on here somewhere. It's number 5 on the list.
Wow.
Yeah, this has not. I think this hasn't been updated in like a year, but.
Yeah, this is an old bit. Do you want to run the audience down on this list, what the list is, and what's on it?
This is entitled Things. Oh, you can tell how far back this list goes because it's entitled Things Brandon / Josh doesn't mess with. Okay, here we go. Number 1, Brad. Number 2, Nickelback. Number 3, Spiders. Number 4, Bob, specifically Bob Menery. Number 5, Fondant. Number 6, Leap Years. Number 7, The Glacier Boys. Number 8, Pete Weber. Number 9, oh god, this is, okay, team that currently plies its trade to Milton Keynes. Number 10, The Wall. Number 11, the NCAA. Number 12, Disney World. Number 13, Ancient Aliens. Number 14, Jeff. Number 15, Magicians. Number 16, NFTs. Number 17, Team X. Number 18, Rob Manfred. Manfred? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner of the MLB.
Okay. Number 19, Wheat Beers. Number 20, TOC, maybe? Tournament. Do you have beef with the Tournament of Champions?
No.
I don't know what that means. TOC. Oh, IOC. The IOC.
Oh, the IOC. The International Olympics Committee.
Yeah. I thought those were dots. They were not. It was the I. Number 21, Vladimir Putin. And number 22, NFTs again.
Huh.
That's the list.
That's a good list.
That is a good list.
Yeah, we haven't added anything to that list in a while.
Like I said, about a year, I would say.
I mean, obviously the IOC was on there, so it was around the time of the Olympics.
Well, I mean, Team X is on there.
That was a while ago.
March. So that is the list.
There you go. That's like, the list.
I like how, what is that? Like 3 of them have to do with Emily is Away.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because that's how it started. It was from Emily is Away.
Yeah. Because I don't fuck with Brad from Emily is Away.
Or Jeff, apparently. I think he was in the 3rd game.
Yeah. Jeff. Oh, yeah, the 3rd game sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. That's the only one I haven't replayed yet. I've replayed all
because,
the
like, they did that bullshit where, like, you couldn't, like, they just refused to let you be successful in the first game no matter what you did. And so, like, I just didn't want to play it again. Like, they made me hate all the characters in the game because they forced the conversations to be unreasonable. Bad decision.
And you had to pick one of the 2 girls. Like, you couldn't even be friends with the other girl. You had to choose one.
Well, I think even if you only choose one girl and ignore the other ones, which is, I think what we did when we were streaming it, they still just destroy your relationship for no reason at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Like, I understand the point that they were trying to make, but, like, Nah, you ruined your game doing it.
You did. You really did.
It's the worst. It's the worst one.
Are they coming out with a fourth one?
I don't know what they could do for a fourth one.
But I remember, I always thought it was really interesting going from game to game because it's like the first game you were really limited in what you could do.
Yeah.
The second game you could do more, and then the third game obviously whole boatload of stuff. But
yeah, I think there was too much stuff in the third one as well.
I think so too.
You ended up having to play for like a long time.
Yeah, I think I had more hours in that than the other games.
Yeah, and you 100%ed the other ones, right?
I did.
Yeah. And just one playthrough, you put in more hours than the other ones.
Yeah. It was. Do you achievement hunt?
Not really. There's been a couple of games where I've done it. I think the only platinum trophy I have is for Rocket League.
Wow, I didn't know you even played Rocket League.
I did when it came out because it was like it came out for free on like PlayStation Plus and all that,
Right.
and so there was some hype to it. I played it. I got the platinum trophy in that, but then didn't like the DLC trophies. I didn't do any of that. No, I'm not super into like 100% in games for the most part. I'm usually content with just like the playthrough that I have being the playthrough that I did. I usually don't replay games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually, other than the Portal games being an exception, because I just like the maps and everything, and Professor Layton I usually play a distance apart, but yeah, I don't replay a lot of like heavy story-based games. Maybe after like 10 years I will, but like it's similar to how like whenever I read a book and then watch a movie, I don't like to watch the movie first because it's like, I don't know, I like reading the book and like not knowing what's happening next, other than like Lord of the Rings being an exception because I need to ask you questions.
Well, there's so much of a commitment to a book that if you know what's coming up ahead, it feels way less satisfying. You're putting in so much more time to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh, okay, wait. I have so many different things I want to talk to you about because I watched something last night. But to stay on the achievement thing for a hot sec, I want to show you my achievement book. I don't know if I ever have. I have a notebook that I write. I used to be in 2020 when we were stuck inside. I got really into achievements.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I wrote them all down. And I wrote when I 100% in them. So this is Portal. This is the second Portal game and has like all of the difficulty and whatnot, and like what co-op is. I don't have any of the co-op trophies, which sucks. Because you need someone else to play with. So, but like I have like the Talos Principle, and then the back. Let me tell you what. The back I have my Euro Truck achievements, all highlighted, of course, by DLC. I am missing one DLC, so I had not 100%ed it yet. Alice,
you've been on that one for a long time, right?
So long, because another one is you have to 100% the map, which is another reason why I haven't gotten the DLC yet, because when you get a new part of the map, obviously, your percentage goes down because there's more roads. So I've been, like, holding off getting the DLC, but I'm stuck at, like, 67% because there's so many little back roads I haven't done, and you have to do that, and it's just a pain in the butt. So I haven't played in a while just because I could do, like, deliveries, but it's like, I don't know. It's a whole thing. I can go faster without a trailer. I 100%ed Portal, the first Portal game. That took me forever to do. I have Fall Guys in here. I didn't realize I had Fall Guys. Bug Snacks, of course. Not Tonight, which is like Papers, Please. It's a whole thing.
I got very close to around 2014, 2013. I was playing a lot of Destiny 1.
Ooh, okay.
And I was extremely close to getting the platinum trophy in that. Oh, I had one trophy that I could never get done.
What was it? Was it like a grinding one or?
No, there were a bunch of grinding ones. I got all those done. There was the Epic Raider trophy, which was you had to complete a raid on hard difficulty. Ooh. And the thing about when you raided on hard mode was you couldn't revive. So if your party wiped, you just completely missed out on the trophy.
That
And the
sucks.
raids took like a couple hours to do.
Mhm.
And so there was like, and like, you know, your party's only like 5 people. So if like one person dies, you're screwed.
Right.
And yeah, that was like, I just pulled up the PSN profiles guide to like look through this one. That one, only 29% of people have that one.
Wow. Huh.
Oh, Flawless Raider was the one I have. I didn't get, which is yeah, you had to complete it without anyone in your fire team dying. That one is only 7.5% of people.
Oh my
have that one.
god.
Yeah.
That's
It was extremely hard one to get. And like I probably could have tried to track down a group to do it in. But it especially sucked because like the most of the early raids when I was playing, because I didn't play the later expansions where like 1 or 2 more raids came out. The early one was like the first raid was just like very, very difficult. The second one, it was a really hard raid, but there were certain ways that you could cheese around certain bosses, and most of them involved the entire party dying.
Oh.
Yeah, like the most effective way to get through the raid was you get to like this one area and you would have like everybody else like basically kill yourself. And then you would have one stealthy character stealth through the entire section and revive everybody at the end. And that was pretty much the only way my raiding party could get through it. So like it was just impossible to get back in the day. Yeah, I probably could have tried to track down like a higher level raiding group and stuff, but it was just yeah, that shit was hard.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, like those types, like that's why I like Euro Truck Simulator, because I'm so bad at like, well, all games, but like particular games where like you had to survive essentially and whatnot. Like that's what Portal took me forever to do because I just kept dying over and over, or just not getting the time stuff. But it's like I'm not good at. I get stressed out too easily.
Yeah, like the first raid in Destiny had like there was a platforming puzzle in it.
Oh wow.
Which like trying to do a platforming puzzle in like a first person shooter is such bullshit.
Yeah.
And like some of the classes, it was like legitimately extremely difficult to get through it. So like yeah, trying to do it without anybody in your party dying was just like no fucking way.
So I looked up the Steam achievements, like the global achievements, to see what the rarest achievement I had in Euro Truck. And actually, it was one of the easiest ones I got because, this isn't including the DLC because, like, it obviously less people have the DLC who have the base game or whatever. So the one that you can get with the base game that I have that is the rarest is entitled Just in Time. Take an urgent delivery for a minimum of 550 kilometers and complete it with less than 30 minutes remaining. 4.1% of players have that. But I was just, because I turned off, let me tell you what. You play Euro Truck, you turn off the speed limiter. You turn off the speed, and you turn off fines for going over the speed limit.
That makes sense.
That's how you do it. So, like, I got this done, so I just had to sit around for a while until it was, like, 30 minutes left in the delivery, and then I just, like, I did it, I got it, it popped. I was like, come on. You gotta get around that.
The other thing is, like, I don't play a whole lot of video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, getting into trophies was never something that I did. Like, the game that I put the most time into is Magic the Gathering, right? Mm-hmm. Which, like, doesn't have a trophy system. And, like, I think part of the fun of that game is that there isn't, like, I don't like that, like, the game hands you a list of, like, here's the cool stuff to do. I think it's much cooler that, like, the game just, like, puts out the pieces and then, like, people find cool shit to do instead. Like, like, the newest set came out, and it's, like, it's one of, there's, like, a format that you play where you're just building decks out of, like, booster packs from the new set. And it's one of the most fun limited formats I've ever played because this one has so many fun like combos in it, like that are like pretty hard to put together, but like when you do it, it feels like amazing. Like there's some like 2 cards that just like kill your opponent when you get them to play together. Very fun stuff.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with trophies because I'm a completionist, and it's like, oh, here's these things that I need to do, So like when we got into Fortnite a couple years ago, I was like, there's no trophies. I don't have to worry about. You get like the achievement things where it's like you win 10 squad matches or whatever, but it's like they pop when like there's not like a list that you have to do or whatever, which
Yeah,
is
they're just like
nice.
daily missions. Really.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I actually just went back through and looked at like the timeline because it resets every season, like whenever you do pop those like random win achievement things, and it's like, oh, look at all this. This is when we were playing however many hours a week, and like all of these achievements in a row. But yeah, I don't know. Trophies are interesting. I look up a lot of achievement guides. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like I'm not, especially for the harder ones. It's like I'm not. One, I'm sick of playing this game. I just want to finish. I just want to 100% it. And two is like sometimes it's just I'm not clever enough to like realize, oh, this is what you need to do in order to do this, that, or the other. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to be over. Pop it. Come on, let's go. Oh, what I want. Okay, so last night. So okay. Let me tell you. Okay, so I did. Hold on, it's actually on my bed. I was doing. I'm going back through my puzzles. So I did this puzzle. I got this a couple years ago. It's a Harry Potter puzzle,
Okay.
Battle of Hogwarts puzzle. So I was like, okay, I got some time before I need to go to bed. I'm gonna watch a Harry Potter movie. It's like I don't know which one I want to watch. I go to the first one, and in the recommended, of course, it has all the Harry Potter ones, and then it has something called, I think it was like Movie Magic Edition. And I was like, well, hold up. HBO Max Movie Magic time, hold on. But I clicked on it, and it was like, and it went through at the beginning. It had trivia throughout the movie. It had random Chris Columbus commentary bits. It had other random, it had like a game, like they put the Snitch in randomly throughout the movie, and you had to total up your points at the end. It was interesting.
That was something from the DVDs, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't remember. I never had like special edition DVDs.
Yeah, I think that it was like you had to have, there were like certain DVD players, like enhanced DVDs that like you could do stuff. And I remember there being advertisements for, the Snitch would come and you would try to catch the Snitch with the thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, it was fun. I learned some things I didn't know about, which is always nice. I liked when Chris Columbus, sorry. And I will say, because I was doing a puzzle, because my puzzle board's over here, and I was watching it, the movie was over this way, so like I didn't see every single trivia question. Apparently there were 60 trivia questions. I only answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 28 of them. So I missed about half of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 28. It's an interesting way to count, McKenna.
It was in tallies. I don't know if it'll pop up, but I did it in tallies. And I missed the Snitch a number of times, but you know, I got all of them right that I did see. So they were easy. They're like, what's Dumbledore's first name? I'm like, come on.
Jake.
Jake.
Jake Dumbledore.
Jake. Classic. It was fun. It was only the first one that they had on HBO Max, or Max, I guess now it is, but Max. So I don't know. Now I'm like teetering on the edge of like, do I reread Harry Potter now? Because now I did the Harry Potter puzzle. I watched the first movie. Do I do it again? Do we go through it? Do we run it back for a 7th time?
Good.
We could. It's been 2 years since I read them. I know everything that happens. They're not going to surprise me.
Did you finish The Hobbit?
I did. I just finished it today. Here it is.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was very enjoyable. Okay, let me tell you what. Everything moves so quick. It was very fun. Especially like the final battle, the Battle of the Five Armies. It was like 6 pages. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Bilbo just gets knocked out for the entire thing.
He does. The eagles come and then he's knocked out. And it's like, okay, there we are. And then it's like maybe a paragraph describing what he missed. And that was it. I think the journey home was longer than the battle. But no, it I loved it. I'm ready for it. They actually had the first chapter of Fellowship in here. So
Oh, the long-awaited party.
yeah, here it is. And so he still can't read it. But it's ooh, that is small print. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, no. So
Yeah. It's a much bigger book.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a yeah. So yeah, I liked it. And there's some pictures in it. That was fun. I love a good picture. So now, of course, I'm gonna watch the trilogy, which I'm the Hobbit trilogy. So I'm excited. I'll probably rewatch the 1977 version. I listened to that soundtrack a lot while I was doing it. Fun fact: now on Spotify, there's a YouTube playlist of all the 1977 soundtrack. A lot of fun. It was great. Bring on everything else. I'm
So
in.
I believe that this is fucking wild. The third one, the Battle of the Five Armies. I believe if you watch the extended edition for that one, it's rated R.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Because there's so much like gore, or
yeah. So like, I gotta check this. Yeah, the extended edition is rated R.
Oh.
So like you know that part when Bilbo gets knocked out at the end of the Battle of Five Armies?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't do that in the movie. I think they just show you the whole battle.
What? Oh my! I guess I didn't even realize it. Okay, so when I think because I asked you a few weeks ago like how it's divvied up, I didn't realize how short the battle was going to be in the book. So it's like, oh, of course that would make sense the whole movie. But then it's like, oh, it's half a chapter length, but it gets like what, like a 2-hour movie? That's wild.
Yeah.
That's so he just doesn't what
they add a lot of stuff. They add a lot more stuff with Thorin. And then they show you the entire battle.
Wow.
Even though Tolkien very intentionally didn't want you to see the battle, they show you the full thing.
They do it anyway. Huh. I'm excited to see Benedict Cumberbatch's Smaug.
Yeah.
I
mean, his voice is great for Smaug.
I think he was on like the Graham Norton show or something, and I think he did it, and he like did the actions or whatever he did. It was very jarring because he was just in a suit on a talk show. I'm excited.
There was a really funny tweet a while back that was like it was they had the video of Benedict Cumberbatch doing like the Smaug movements and stuff, and the tweet was like, what do you think like the VFX artists do when they get this? Do you think that they're just like, okay, cool, man, thanks, and then just like immediately delete it? Because like, how is that going to be helpful to you?
Yeah, I mean, I went to school for like video production and everything. I will never understand like visual effects and like all of that. Like the little balls and whatnot. I don't know how those work. How does that become a dragon? I don't know.
No idea.
I have no idea. They're like, because I just don't understand how, I mean, I know how green screens work, okay? But I don't understand, like, because like Chris Columbus in the Harry Potter movie Magic Time was talking about like how a lot of the stuff in the first movie was practical effects, but some of it obviously they had to do with not with that, and like with the sorting hat and everything. And it's like they showed a little in the corner like a clip of like the sorting hat with all the wires and whatnot. And I'm like, how does that become that? I don't know how that works. I understand computer stuff.
I'm surprised that wasn't just a puppet.
I know. I think he said that they had an actual replica for like when it wasn't talking.
Yeah.
But when I don't understand why it couldn't have just been, or like even like remote operated. Like it just moved the mouth. Like it didn't move.
Well, I imagine you couldn't do it remote operated because it would be too heavy.
Oh yeah.
That's how I would imagine would be the main thing. There would be ways around that. I'm sure you could build like a platform into the chair to hold the hat or whatever, probably. But like That seems like something that would have been very easy to just do with a puppet.
Yeah, out of all the things, yeah, because I'm trying to think, cause like there was a lot of. I didn't realize how practical it was, or like how.
Yeah, CG just really hadn't taken off yet. Like the
Mhm.
CG that you were getting was like, you know what? Like, there's obviously Jurassic Park at the time, but
Mhm.
Jurassic Park is really not that much CG when
Mhm.
everything like comes down to it.
Right. Yeah, he even said that in the commentary where he was like, even just a few years after this, that would have been computer generated, but it was like, I know, like one of the scenes he said that at Ollivanders that was all practical.
Mhm.
The Diagon Alley, like tapping the bricks, that was practical. It was a lot of, it was most of the movie was because they were also kids too, so it's like they almost had to have the physical thing there for them to like
Yeah, it's
be
very. I mean,
real.
it's hard enough for anybody to act across
Mhm.
from a tennis ball, but
Yeah.
kids especially. Yeah, I imagine that'd be really difficult.
There was one oh the scene where Hagrid comes to get Harry. They had they did it separately, from Robbie Coltrane and then the Dursleys and Harry, because obviously Hagrid's a half giant, so like they had a smaller set for him to look giant, and then shot that separately, and then a regular size set for like the Dursleys and Harry, and then shot that separately. So it's like, and then they had a Hagrid mask, which must have been terrifying for Daniel Radcliffe to just act opposite of. Like, he's like, I'm a what? And it's just Hagrid's mask, which is terrifying. But yeah, it was interesting. Fun fact: triplets played baby Harry in that first scene, and the scar was computer generated because
That makes sense.
babies were so like. And they were babies, so like anytime there was like a noise or anything, they would wake up and like cry and stuff. So they had to be very gentle.
A lot of times they'll try to get twins when they're casting babies, so that you can just hot swap out the babies depending on like if one's feeling fussy or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine the only thing when you're doing Harry Potter stuff that you're like 100% can't be practical effects would be Quidditch stuff, right?
Yeah, he said that they essentially shot everyone separately. They were on a broom and they were hoisted up, but they was all essentially they were just separate from each other. And they said it was horrendous, like for the actors, because you're just on a broom up in the air, just like doing random stuff.
I don't feel like any of the movies really nailed the Quidditch stuff.
Oh, John,
like it never feels
no
interesting or real or
no. I'm hoping they just do more Quidditch in general with the TV show and be like make it more exciting, because like come on, Quidditch is such a big part of Hogwarts culture. I assume I haven't been to Hogwarts, so I'm not sure, but that's what I guess. That's what I've gathered, especially for Harry, because it's like I don't know that I don't know. I just went I want more Quidditch. I want Oliver Wood. I want more Oliver Wood. That's what I want. I want him to be just obsessive about Quidditch as he is in the book, making them go out at 5 a.m. in the pouring rain to go practice, because we don't get any Quidditch, especially in Prisoner of Azkaban. We don't get anything. And that's when they win the cup. Come on.
How many years do they win the cup?
They won it once.
Only once?
Maybe twice. Maybe 3 times. I can't remember, because I know the first 2 they didn't win. The third one they I gotta look at the 4th one. Obviously they didn't play Quidditch.
That's a surprising amount of strength from J.K. Rowling to just not make them win everything.
I know.
Because she pretty much does it with every single other thing in those books.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So they were defeated. Ravenclaw won the cup in Harry's first year. Because Harry was not there to catch the snitch. He was knocked out in the hospital wing from taking down Quirrell. The second one, the Quidditch Cup, was canceled because of
everybody was dead.
Everyone was dead. The third, this is a long one. The third one, back-to-back winning streak. Back-to-back. They didn't play in the fourth year. So they won the third in their third year. Of course, for Oliver Wood, it was his last season. He had to win. Fourth year, they didn't play. Fifth year was, the second game of the season. It just said back-to-back. Yeah, so they won. Number 5, of course, Harry, Fred, and George were banned from Quidditch, from Umbridge.
Oh, right.
They attacked Malfoy. Number 6, Ginny played, the position was taken over. Gryffindor won the Gryffindor Cup in the 6th one. And then the 7th one, who knows? There was a battle.
Yeah, everybody died again.
Everyone died again. So they won it, what, 3 times?
Okay, so...
Three out of the 5 times they could play.
Yeah, she definitely goes out of her way to put an asterisk on every year they don't win, though.
She really does. Everyone's dead. Asterisk. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Because, Quidditch... Because that's how Harry meets Cedric in the 3rd book. And Cho Chang in the 3rd book.
No, Makenna. Harry meets Cedric because Cedric jumps out of a tree.
Why is he in the tree? Why does he feel the need to do that?
I believe it's supposed to give you a sense that he's a whimsical kid.
Let me tell you what, if I was meeting someone for the first time because they jumped out of a tree in front of me, I would run the other way. I would never talk to that person again. Whimsical is a way to put it. You know what? We didn't get any Quidditch. We barely got any Quidditch in the 4th one. At the Quidditch World Cup. Brandon, This is their Super Bowl. Their World Cup. I mean, it's in the title. Quidditch World Cup. We got the lineup, and that was it. We didn't get the whole... We didn't, establish Victor Crumb as this character. There was it's Crumb. Show us how good he is. He does, the Vronsky feint or whatever it's called in the book. We don't get anything. Because it's the whole thing of, Crumb caught the snitch, but Ireland still won because they had more points. Come on.
Yeah, that's... Man, Quidditch is such a bad game.
It must be. It's just... You're playing 2 separate games. One person, you're just 1v1 trying to find a gold ball. Well, there's another game happening in the middle of it. Yeah. Basketball is happening.
I want to say it was Cody Johnston from Crack.com compared it to... It was like if we were playing a basketball game, and then separately we had 2 guys climbing ropes to the ceiling, and whoever got to the top won.
It is. It really is. Come on. It's...
And, why put this weird restriction on when the game ends?
Yeah.
You just play until somebody catches the snitch. That's dumb.
In Quidditch Through the Ages, it talks about there's some games that went on for years because I couldn't catch the damn snitch. It's
yeah, and
I'm gonna get another piece of cake.
why is the snitch this weird sentient thing? What happens if the snitch just leaves? Just goes away.
That's what I've always does it know its boundaries? Obviously, with Hogwarts, I'm sure there's a boat. You can't apparate in and out of Hogwarts. I'm sure the snitch can't get out. But, what about for, the Quidditch World Cup? Or just, fun games that... Can you buy... I assume you can. Can you, buy a Quidditch set? You can buy, a basketball...
yeah, you would have to.
Basketball, soccer ball, Quidditch set. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, you gotta be careful with that, because if the snitch gets out, Muggles, that goes against the whole... That ain't good.
It's got to be the easiest game in the world to fix, right?
Oh,
Quidditch games must be getting fixed all the time.
Well, that's the thing. In the 4th book, there's a whole gambling subplot with Fred and George and Ludo Bagman, because Fred and George were Ireland's gonna win, but Crumb catches the snitch. Bagman thinks they fixed it, so these 17-year-old kids fixed the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah, that guy's stupid. But if you were a referee, Madam Hooch, she could just be just enchant the snitch. Just be
exactly.
Okay, Gryffindor's gonna win every game.
I mean, if a house elf can enchant the bludger in the second in Chamber of Secrets was stopping the snitch.
Honestly, like, this is a little okay. Let's do a little like Harry Potter conspiracy theory.
I'm ready.
What if most of it is just like the teachers, or like fucking Dumbledore specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if Harry's not actually good at Quidditch? What if the teachers have just agreed, like, oh yeah, we're gonna enchant the snitch and just let Harry win all the time?
Oh, no doubt. Because like it's not in the movies as much because we don't get enough freaking Quidditch. Like in the books, like McGonagall is like die-hard Gryffindor. Then it's like she's Transfiguration. She can transfigure whatever she wants.
Teachers probably shouldn't have like vested interests in that kind of stuff. Like that seems like a bad idea.
It ain't good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she handpicked Harry for the secret position. He caught one ball and she was like, "You're in." The youngest seeker, the youngest player in a century. And she was like, "Here you go. You're in, kid. Voldemort tried to kill you 11 years ago. You're in."
Like, you're not letting freshmen at Hogwarts play Quidditch very often?
Yeah, they're not allowed brooms.
Yeah, like, why?
I don't.
Why?
What kid did something so horrendous that they had to put that in all the letters?
Like you get like a bunch, like the kid, like, wouldn't you teach your kid how to use a broom like pretty young, like before they get to Hogwarts?
They have.
Like, why are they taking broom lessons when they get there?
Right. Exactly. You get flying lessons your first year, and yet no, you're not allowed to play Quidditch or
like obviously there's gonna be some kids like Hermione and Harry, like they don't know how to fly or whatever. But like Draco Malfoy knows how to fly.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't he?
Exactly. Like, because even like the Weasleys play. They talk about how like the Weasleys play like pick up Quidditch in the backyard.
Yeah.
They can't fly too high though. The Muggles can see them, but.
And like, what is there to learn when it like you have a whole year to do flying lessons? It seems like you can get it all wrapped up in one class.
Exactly. Up, mount it, go. Like, it's not like it's driving. You don't have to worry about like stick shift or whatever or the speed limit. Like
how do you be good at Quidditch? Like I get if you're like a like one of the people who have to like hit the balls, right? Or like throw the things, or like the goalkeeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are like skills that you have.
Right.
Like being able to do that on a broom, impressive.
Yeah.
The Seeker does nothing. They just fly the broom as fast as they can.
It's not like, yeah, exactly. They're just holding, like, it's not even like the snitch is being thrown at them.
It's the least difficult thing on the field.
It absolutely is.
You ever notice how like the most interesting like chases Harry does with the snitch?
Mm-hmm.
The audience never gets to see that.
Never.
Like if you're in the stands, like you can't see the snitch.
No.
You can't see what's going. They're flying underneath the stands and shit. It's a terrible spectator sport.
I was watching this first movie of Harry almost swallows the snitch, and he barfs it up, and everyone immediately freaks out. No one can see that from the stands. Why are they immediately having a reaction? A cheerful reaction. Yeah. I would understand a gross reaction if he actually puked, but like, he coughs up, boom, immediate. Gryffindor wins. They know right away. But it's like, no, it's a tiny ball. And it's an 11-year-old boy. You can't see that.
Yeah.
What's going on? Let us make the TV show. We know what's right.
What are we doing for time now, Makenna?
We're at 54 minutes.
Okay, that seems like a good amount.
That's a nice amount.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Maximum Ruckus, the show where your two dumbest friends have a weird conversation.
Yeah, that seems about right.
We have another podcast called HBO Max that you should check out, HBO Maks. You can find all of the things we do at youtube.com/@HBO Max. Leave us a like. Please subscribe. Leave a comment. Makenna, what should the people comment this week?
Darn it. Comment. There's so many things they could comment. Comment. Oh,
I want to know what trophies do you have?
I was
in video
thinking,
games that
yeah,
you've gotten that you're the most proud of.
Yeah.
What was the hardest one to get?
The hardest, maybe the rarest.
Yeah. Let us know.
Tell us. We want to know. We're genuinely curious.
Next week, I'm not going to be on HBO Max.
No, you're not.
No, I'm going to be competing in the Magic the Gathering U.S. Championships.
Yeah, bringing home glory.
In Dallas, Texas. Hopefully, Makenna, hopefully. So I think we're going to have you and your sister Campbell on next
I believe
week, right?
so. I believe so.
Yeah. That'll be cool. You're not going to want to miss that one.
It'll be, I don't know if cool will be the right word, but it'll be something.
I mean, there is a secret pilot for a Makenna and Campbell podcast somewhere on the internet.
There is.
I've listened to it. It was a good time.
Oh,
so next week, I'm sure you're gonna be in for some fun stuff.
Oh yeah, it'll be a time. It'll be a time.
All right. Well, bye.
Bye.